This is Tom Fox. I live in the Texas Hill Country. On Friday, July 4th, Kirk County saw the worst flooding it has ever seen. At this point, as I'm recording this podcast, nearly 70 people have been found dead, and there are many, many more people still missing. I'm going to ask you to please consider a donation to the Hill Country Flood Relief Fund. I've listed it in the show notes. I know it's a little bit unusual to make this request, but I can't tell you the tragedy that has unfolded in my home county over the 4th of July weekend. Thank you for your consideration. And now, on to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News for August 4, 2025, the Market-Based Culture Edition. We begin with that story from Business Insider, which reports in a 2,500-word memo released by AT&T CEO John Stankey. He said that the company was rejecting ethics-based culture and from now on would have a market-based culture. Yes, you heard that right. So what this seems to mean is that ethics and certainly compliance will take a very, 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 very second seat to embracing a workplace culture that's based on market norms. And this will be the daily norms of the company. And this is what the company expects because it's going to help the company make more money. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see the what happens out of this. And when you specifically reject ethics for market-based culture, you can see where it will lead. Next up from the New York Times, Ukraine announces it is arresting corruption, those involved in corruption in military procurement. Ukraine authorities, according to the New York Times, have arrested a number of officials suspected of corruption in what they call a large-scale bribery scheme involving military production. The announcement came days after President Zelensky backtracked a move to weaken two anti-corruption agencies. The actions against the watchdogs prompted major protests in Ukraine. So I guess he tried to learn the Trump lesson to eviscerate your corruption prosecutors, except in Ukraine, unlike the United States, they spoke up against it. Next up from Reuters, the divided federal appeals court overturned the fraud conviction of a former product manager at OpenSea, the world's largest marketplace for NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, in what prosecutors called was the first inside trading case involving digital assets. The Second Circuit agreed with the defendant that the erroneous jury instructions could have led to his conviction merely for acting unethically by misusing information that had no real value to his employer. This was an interesting case that caused a lot of consternation because literally it was the first. So we really had no idea that NFTs could be a part of insider trading, but under the prior Securities and Exchange Commission, this was held not to be true. What happens with the current SEC, pretty easy to know. And then finally, Asia's scamdemic, as Asia has become the center, Southeast Asia, of scams worldwide. And Bloomberg says that to fight this scourge, both China and the United States have to work together because it's international criminal organizations running these scams, and people are getting scammed at a larger and greater amount going forward. Over the July 4th weekend, we had perhaps the worst tragedy to ever hit my home county in its history over this weekend, and myself and my family are fine, but multiple others who lost loved ones, lost family members, are obviously not fine. So if you can find your way to help with any donation, I would greatly appreciate it. This is Tom Fox. Thank you very much. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.